feeling?
Good.
How's your foot feeling?
Sore, but I'm doing everything the trainers asking me to do. I'm taking care of it, doing a lot of treatment, trying to get it ready.
Is this related to the ankle injury you had last year?
No, it's not.
Something happened during the game on Sunday?
It was something during the game, yeah.
How much do you think it's something you could just battle through for, as long as you need to?
Right now, just focusing on it every day, doing what the trainers ask me. We'll see how it feels on Sunday, but right now, just trying to treat it.
When you look at Dallas, what are you seeing from them?
A very productive front seven right now. Guys are very athletic. They're flying to the ball. A lot of twist up front in the pass game, so we have to be prepared for that.
How hard you've had how many left guards in how many games, and how hard is it to adapt to the twist when you're with somebody new all the time?
For us, it's just over communication. When you're playing next to a guy for a long time, some things don't have to be said, but with the group rotating like we do, just making sure we're over communicating and understand everyone knows who they're going to, so there's no miscommunication.
So do you expect to play on Sunday?
Right now, just focus on what the trainers tell me. We'll see what happens on Sunday.
How'd you feel yesterday when you went out there?
Good. I was in the rotation yesterday, in the rotation today with Nate and Matt, so we'll see what happens Sunday.
How do you over-communicate? Are you sitting there saying if he goes this way, you go that way, or?
Just pre-snap reads. Like I'll get to the ball, regardless of who's next to me. If I see something, like sometimes D linemen they'll tip it off. I'll say alert the game, even if it's not coming. Just something just to keep their eyes on it, because especially the left guard with the silent count, they're turning looking back at the quarterback. So I'm kind of their eyes on pre-snap.
What are you doing better this year than a year ago?
I think just honing in on my technique, making sure I'm consistent in my set, trying not to overset, and being better with my hand placement.
The game that you had in the preseason where everybody ripped you, were you sick or anything? Because we're all sitting here kind of scratching our heads saying what we saw in the preseason is not the guy who's been out there lately.
Yeah, I just didn't prepare, as well as I needed to. I had some bad sets, some bad hand placement against those guys, but, work every day to get better at it, and that's what I did.
How much has your confidence grown these 4 weeks?
It's grown. Definitely coming off last season, even in camp, my confidence has grown. Listening to the technique that the coaches are teaching me, and we're playing well as a unit, that definitely builds confidence.
Did Rob teach anything different than what you did last year?
Some things are different, definitely in our technique. Our scheme is, obviously the same, but it's a few different coaching points that he has.
Anything you can offer to an O-line expert like myself who will have no idea what you're talking about? But
so on the slide protections, the way the left guard will come with me, say if we're going slide to the left, a little different than last year. The center is not as much of a hole setter. He's coming with us a little bit more so we can be more aggressive on the slide.
I understood that. Thanks.
Andrew, how tough is it when you're playing as well as you are to get hit with something like this at this junction?
It's definitely a challenge, but we're prepared for adversity. We'll see what happens Sundays, but definitely have confidence in our guys up front.
It's the same foot you had surgery on?
Yes.
Were you aware last week people were talking about, no sacks allowed in 150 or some odd pass attempts?
Try not to pay too much attention to it, whether it's good or bad. Just focusing on getting better every week. It was some things last week that I definitely have to clean up going into next week, so that's what I'm focused on.